One in the sport of boxing. When it comes to legalized bank robbing, I'm the best. I don't care if y'all write good stories. I don't care if y'all write bad stories. You know, cash is king.
Do you have an ATM card?
I'm the human ATM.
How do you even get this much money? What do you do?
Work hard.
Floyd Mayweather has reportedly found himself in the crosshairs of a federal raid that took place at one of his luxury mansions, but what truly sent shockwaves through the media wasn't just the presence of armed agents or the sealed warrants, it was Mayweather's smug demeanor in the face of what appeared to be a serious federal operation.
Getting the money is not the problem, Harry. Oh, for Christ's sake. No, that's not get it.
Reports confirm that during the high-stakes raid, Mayweather was not only unbothered by the FBI's presence but appeared to smirk an action that allegedly infuriated the leading FBI official on site. As tensions rose, the situation turned into a verbal showdown between the undefeated boxing champ and the nation's most elite investigative force.
Come on down the table now. We're rocking and rolling. You know, right there. You look at that. That's right there. Oh, they mad because I'm flashy, I'm flamboyant. We count the paper on the table and get things right with niggas need. And perspective. So right now that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 500,000 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. That's 6.
According to insiders and leaked footage from the scene, the FBI descended on Mayweather's Las Vegas estate, allegedly backed by armored vehicles and federal agents in tactical gear. The operation was conducted under a sealed warrant, suggesting the investigation had been building quietly for months, if not years. Sources close to the investigation alleged that the raid was part of a broader probe into financial misconduct, possible tax evasion, and undisclosed offshore accounts linked to Mayweather's multi-million-dollar business empire. During the recent FBI raid on Floyd Mayweather's mansion, federal agents reportedly uncovered large stacks of cash and several confidential documents that allegedly linked the boxing icon to multiple financial fraud schemes. Sources close to the investigation allegedly revealed that among the seized materials were records suggesting undisclosed offshore accounts, suspicious wire transfers, and ties to potentially fraudulent business ventures. The documents are now being examined by forensic accountants and federal prosecutors to determine the extent of Mayweather's involvement. Mayweather's description of his exhibition matches as legalized bank robbery encapsulates his strategy of maximizing earnings with minimal risk by participating in non-competitive bouts against less experienced opponents, such as YouTuber Logan Paul. Mayweather capitalizes on his fame to generate substantial pay-per-view revenue. He reportedly earned between $50 and $100 million from the Paul fight alone, despite the match being more of a spectacle than a serious contest.
Operations here in this area along 28th and Division, both in Grand Rapids and Wyoming. This was a month-long investigation spanning from September to November. Thousands of dollars exchanged to make fake documents for people presumably in the United States illegally.
Mayweather's approach emphasizes working smarter, not harder, allowing him to maintain his undefeated record while reaping significant financial rewards. This tactic has sparked debate about the commercialization of boxing and the balance between entertainment and athletic integrity.
You guys are absolutely right. Floyd Money Mayweather can do what he wants. I'm gonna tell you what he's definitely doing, and that's robbing your bag.
Keep doing exhibition, stealing money, legalized bank robbery.
He tells you in your face, you are dumb for paying for it, and it's legalized bank robbery, and you go, wow, yeah, he can do what he wants. And there's people that's like, no, Floyd ain't talking about us. He's talking about everybody else. Talking about the white man. Fool, he's talking about you too.
Floyd Mayweather has always faced different legal battle speculation surrounding the tragic passing of Josie Harris. Floyd Mayweather's ex-girlfriend and mother of 3 of his children intensified after reports suggested she was preparing a $25 million lawsuit against him for defamation and misconduct. Harris was found dead in her car in 2020, with authorities initially ruling it as an accidental overdose. However, conspiracy theories have since emerged alleging that Mayweather may have had a role in her death to avoid the costly legal battle. While no evidence has confirmed foul play, the timing and financial stakes involved continue to fuel rumors and public suspicion about the case.
Floyd Money Mayweather has definitely earned his nickname, but his next offer would be the easiest bag he's ever grabbed. Boxing legend Oscar De La Hoya recently came out and challenged the undefeated Floyd. And while De La Hoya played a key stepping stone role in his rise to greatness, the chance to fight a long-retired rival wouldn't wake up many, especially not Mayweather, until you hear the Golden Boy's offer. $100 million just to fight him. We're not talking purse either. That money would be guaranteed. And if Floyd took it, the offer alone would be bigger than all but 2 of Mayweather's biggest purses. And all he has to do is fight the Golden Boy again. This is a man that's been retired for over a decade. Fighting Shaq, appearing on The Masked Dancer, and teasing a presidential run doesn't equal training. Hey, Earth to Floyd, this is the easiest bag you will ever grab. All you have to do is say yes. And to earn even more, all you have to do is win the easiest fight you've had since Conor McGregor. Take the money.
The recent FBI raid on Floyd Mayweather's mansion is reportedly linked to a $42 million real estate fraud investigation. Mayweather had announced the acquisition of a portfolio of 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan through his firm Vita Properties. However, New York City property records indicate that none of these buildings have changed ownership, casting doubt on the legitimacy of the deal.
My book, but hey guys, you know, the feds, man, the feds got the man on $25 million in back taxes. And see, the thing is, you guys think that man's money is up there like it is, but it's not, so to speak. See, Floyd over the years have had so many legal battles when it comes to this bread. You know, owing back taxes, you know, not paying off debts. And everybody knows that he buys all his vehicles from the same person, you know, that's crooked as hell, Josh Tobin, aka the Chopper. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody know the Chopper, man. Anybody get a car from him. But at the end of the day, man, you know, Floyd having some money problems. So now what I'm going to dig into is we're going to dig into Josie Harris. Now, Josie Harris was Floyd's first baby mama. Josie Harris, man, was the mother of 3 of his kids.
Further complicating matters, a representative from Vita Properties introduced an individual claiming to be James McNair, a known associate of Mayweather. During inquiries about the deal, this person's voice notably differed from previous recordings of McNair, raising questions about the authenticity of the representation. These inconsistencies have led to suspicions that the announced acquisition may have been exaggerated or misrepresented, potentially to enhance Mayweather's business image or attract investors. The FBI's search of Mayweather's residence aimed to uncover evidence related to this alleged fraudulent transaction, including financial documents and communications that might substantiate claims of misrepresentation or financial misconduct.
There's a flex happening with Floyd Mayweather that we were all cheering and congratulating him from, but we might need to put a pin in that as some evidence comes forward that things may not be how they seem. So a couple weeks back, I talked about it here on the show. Floyd Mayweather said he dropped $402 million on 62 Manhattan rental buildings. But Business Insider went and did the research. They did their Googles, and they said they couldn't find any receipts that this is true. There were no deed transfers, no public records, nothing. They made some phone calls to owners, and they could not find any information regarding this transaction. Floyd has gone on interviews and discussed it. You know, of course, 50 Cent dropped in with his troll thing and put the interview up and the information about it and said he bought them in his imagination. Same place he read all those Harry Potter books, because 50 gone 50. My question is, does Floyd, was he swindled in some sort of business deal?
The controversy surrounding Floyd Mayweather's purported multi-million real estate deal centers on significant discrepancies between his public claims and available property records. In February, Mayweather announced through his firm Vita Properties that he had acquired 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan, asserting full ownership without external investment. However, investigations by Business Insider revealed that New York City property records show no evidence of such transactions. And the NYC Housing Partnership, which often oversees these developments, reported no knowledge of any pending sales involving Mayweather. Before her untimely death, Harris accused Mayweather of defamation, emotional distress, and past misconduct claims. She was prepared to take to court. Legal documents reveal she sought $20 million in damages for public statements made by Mayweather that she claimed tarnished her image and painted her as a drug addict. The lawsuit was expected to be a major showdown, shedding light on the darker side of the boxing icon's personal life, though Harris tragically passed away before the case was resolved. The lawsuit remains a shocking chapter in Mayweather's long history of controversy.
Floyd has gone on interviews and discussed it. Of course, 50 Cent dropped in with his troll thing and put the interview up and the information about it and said he bought them in his imagination. Same place he read all those Harry Potter books. Because 50 gone 50. My question is, does Floyd, was he swindled in some sort of business deal?
Mayweather Jr. served jail time in 2012 following a domestic violence conviction. He was sentenced to 90 days in the Clark County Detention Center in Las Vegas after pleading guilty to misdemeanor battery against his ex-girlfriend Josie Harris in a 2010 incident that occurred in front of their children. Mayweather began his sentence on June 1, 2012 and was released on August 3, 2012 after serving 2 months of the 3-month term. The sentence was part of a plea deal that reduced more serious felony charges, which could have led to a significantly longer prison term.
Hey, who said Floyd ain't still out here doing big deals? Money Mayweather just inked a massive $402 million real estate deal in New York City, buying up 60 apartment buildings from Black Spruce Management, the equivalent of 1,000 apartment units. Now, Floyd said the goal is to be able to provide affordable housing to families that need it. Most of the units are located in Upper Manhattan. And he said that when he was a kid, his dream was just to be able to own a home, and that you can achieve anything if you put your mind to it. Damn, Floyd just bought the block. I'm proud of Floyd. He's come a long way. This is a guy who was once seen burning money in a nightclub. He spent $17 million on a watch. Not to pocket watch him, but people looked at him for years like, yo, he wastes a lot of money. Does he ever give back? And now he's providing affordable housing? Damn, Money Mayweather's come a long way. This is a real good look. It shows evolution. It shows maturity. Not to mention, it's always great to see another person of color become a landlord in New York City.
Mayweather Jr. has spoken candidly about his 2012 incarceration, describing it as a profoundly challenging period in his life. In an interview with Larry King, Mayweather reflected on the experience, stating, "It was a rough time for me. I was locked up 23 hours a day, no TV, no radio, no newspapers. It was just me and 4 walls." Mayweather served 2 months of a 90-day sentence in the Clark County Detention Center in Las Vegas after pleading guilty to misdemeanor battery against his ex-girlfriend Josie Harris.
His ex Josie Harris is suing him for $20 million for making false and humiliating accusations. Mayweather had an interview with Katie Couric just 2 weeks before his big fight against Manny Pacquiao. During the interview, he said that when he and Josie got into a physical fight, it was because she was high on drugs. The fight he was talking about happened back in December 2011. He actually went to jail for 90 days for domestic violence. Mayweather told Katie, "Did I kick, stomp, and beat someone? No, that didn't happen. Did I restrain a woman that was on drugs? Yes, I did. So if they say that's domestic violence, then you know what? I'm guilty. I'm guilty of restraining someone." Well, the timing couldn't be better for Josie. The big fight paid out $300 million to the two fighters. Pacquiao went home with 40%, Mayweather took home the 60%.
How do you explain all that? How did that happen in your life? Well, things happened, I had 3 children with a young lady. We wasn't seeing eye to eye, we wasn't seeing eye to eye, She was a little upset, had a little alcohol in her system. She was a little edgy, and I told her, basically I needed the keys to my truck. She was upset. She didn't want me to take the keys to the truck, so things got out of hand. And blown out of, they blown thing. They blow things up bigger than what things are really made out to be, so things happen. But nevertheless, you had to do 2 months, right? Yeah, I did 2 months for a misdemeanor, yes. So what is it like to have everything and then not have freedom? That's what I come to find out. Freedom is very important. Freedom is very, very important. And I'm just, I'm happy to be free. I'm happy to be back, in my children's life. What are your thoughts on Floyd Mayweather's controversial $42 million real estate deal? Do you believe the allegations hold merit, or is this a case of media exaggeration? Share your opinions in the comments below.
And I'm imposing a 6-month sentence in the Clark County Detention Center, 90 days of which will be served in custody, the remaining 90 days to be suspended. He will be given 3 days credit for time served. I will give him credit for the other 2 days for the case that is being dismissed as part of this negotiation.
Well, because it's too hard.
It's too hard! Aw, should have thought about that before you beat up your baby mama. But yes, Floyd has to be transferred to house arrest, claiming his stint in jail is causing him to be dehydrated and malnourished, he can't stay in shape, and it's destroying his boxing career. In other words,
Guess what? You're incarcerated.
which is essentially what Judge Melissa Saragosa told him. Damn, she's kind of hot for a judge. Sustained. Anyway.
First off, the judge said you will remain in jail. As far as not drinking water and shriveling up.
She says Floyd's condition is, quote, self-induced as water is made available to Floyd 24 hours a day.
For anyone that's going to jail, toilet water is the freshest water.
Okay, good tip. Also, the judge says there's plenty of nutritious food and opportunity for exercise, so Floyd's just gonna have to man up.
Mayweather Jr. has spoken candidly about his 2012 incarceration, describing it as a profoundly challenging period in his life. In an interview with Larry King, Mayweather reflected on the experience, stating, "It was a rough time for me. I was locked up 23 hours a day, no TV, no radio, no newspapers. It was just me and four walls." Mayweather served 2 months of a 90-day sentence in the Clark County Detention Center in Las Vegas after pleading guilty to misdemeanor battery against his ex-girlfriend Josie Harris.
How do you explain all that? How did that happen in your life?
What things happen? I had 3 children with a young lady. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. She was a little upset, had a little alcohol in her system. She was a little edgy, and I told her, basically I needed the keys to my truck. She was upset. She didn't want me to take the keys to the truck. So things got out of hand and blown out of, they blow things up bigger than what things are really made out to be. So things happen.
But nevertheless, you had to do 2 months, right?
Yeah, I did 2 months for a misdemeanor, yes.
So what is it like to have everything and then not have freedom?
That's what I come to find out. Freedom is very important. Freedom is very, very important. And I'm just, I'm happy to be free. I'm happy to be back, in my children's life.